Welcome to Simply Heaven, the podcast where we tackle the biggest question of all time: what happens after I die? And more importantly, how do I get into heaven? Join us as we dive into what the Bible says, explore other perspectives from other religions, and share some wild personal stories along the way. This is a space for honest and real conversations for those looking for hope in this broken world. So grab a coffee, settle in, and join us as we uncover the truth together.
All right, here we are, back at it once again, Simply Heaven. So I have a dumb question I'm going to start with.
Well, we're going to start with you need to fix your microphone position.
Oh, why? What's wrong with it?
Because you're not speaking directly into it.
Is this better?
That is so much
Is it
better.
better? But I don't want to.
That is ASMR.
Okay, so can you lose your wallet?
You can definitely lose your wallet.
Can you lose your mind?
I think I have.
What's a mind?
So I guess the real question is, but can we lose our salvation?
That's the thing.
I'm just going to give first off props to the fact that normally it's like 5 or 10 minutes before we get into the topic.
No, I got right into it.
Yeah, we got right into it today.
We got right into it.
Did we say welcome? Did we say welcome?
Yeah, I don't know.
Welcome. Pay attention.
To what?
To me.
Oh, welcome to Greg.
So
I'm podcast where we talk about all things.
I'm really
Greg.
like into
So can you lose your salvation?
Yeah, can you lose your salvation?
Right.
All right, let's just start with yes and no's.
What's that?
Can you lose your salvation? Yes or no? And I'm not talking about you. Maybe
Oh,
you in
just
particular.
just hot take, just quick,
yeah,
quick. No.
Yeah, you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Can you lose the salvation?
No.
I think you can.
Yeah, but that's not a yes or a no.
Yes.
Yes.
I see. I go no as well.
Okay, so here we go, and this is why I
right.
decided to talk about it because.
But we win because there's 2 versus 1.
Unfortunately, Jesus
Wait a minute.
is not democratic.
He's not a number guy.
He's not. This is not a vote thing.
All right, half of you and like a fire. Goodbye.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, what makes you
So-
a yes? Let's. I'm not judging you. I'm more curious of why you feel that way.
So here's the thing. I think I say yes in regards to how most people would, the average Christian views salvation. I don't think you
Okay.
can lose true salvation.
Oh.
Okay.
So we got 3 no's.
So we're gonna
Okay.
keep going.
No, because here's the thing though.
Okay.
When people ask that question,
All right.
you get the people that are like, okay, well, I said the prayer, I said the thing.
Yeah.
I did the church thing for a while. Can I lose my salvation? In that regard, absolutely. Because you never were saved to begin with.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's the point. But I do want to also just clarify that the Bible is very clear where it says that we have to pick up our crosses not once and then be done with it.
No,
It's
daily.
Daily.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So that means true salvation is not a one and done thing. It is a daily practice that we have to die to ourselves on a regular basis. But I do believe that once the Holy Spirit enters into us,
right,
it is I would argue it is as close to impossible as you can get that you would fully turn away from salvation. Right. Because once you've tasted and seen the goodness that comes, because and I don't want to take up the whole episode here, but I will say, even after last year where I've had the radical encounter and that's when I consider my true salvation happened.
Right.
I've gone through spurts of like a month at a time where like I feel like I'm backsliding, but the difference between a backslide now and a backslide then is before I had that salvation, I would still have but is God really good? Is that like, and I would be questioning.
Yeah, you're questioning.
But now it's like, I know God's good. I know everything, and it's like something that I just need to fix in myself. And it's never me questioning God's goodness. It's never me questioning where I'm going at the end. It's like I'm just not dying to myself daily, and I'm letting the worldly passions, my mind isn't in alignment with His will for my life at those certain times. And that's the
standard.
work.
That is the standard position of a Jesus follower is not always in line with your will, but always aware of it and seeking it.
Yeah,
always aware of it and seeking it. Like, I know I'm not doing it now. We know the times when when the Spirit is looking at you like, really, dude?
Why are you looking at me?
I'm just saying, no. I mean, me. That's because that's how the Spirit talks to me. Really? Really? This is what we're doing today?
Yeah. But I think I don't know. You're gonna make my money gun go up. I don't. The batteries are dead.
This is gonna make a mess in here.
No, there's no money in there.
Okay.
Oh no, there's
no money in there. If you look at my van, there was like hundreds of dollars.
Oh my goodness, they're not real. Well,
They're
maybe
not
they
real.
are. They could be though.
No, they were not.
They
were
could
not
be.
real. They were not real.
But
so
what you were saying, David, about it being a daily exercise, picking up your cross every day. Yes,
but I think that's the physical and the mental of the burden. Of being a Christian.
That's why it is simple. You say the prayer and you turn your heart toward God. It's a simple thing to do.
Oh, there is money in there. Oh, you got
there isn't. I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing in there.
That's called movie money, by the way.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, I'm distracted.
Yeah, well,
I'm like
tell that to the cashier at the 7-Eleven.
You know, I'm going to sidetrack for a second.
I almost got us canceled. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep it to myself.
Don't.
Wait. I went to Redner's once. This is a true story. And I had $300 worth of fake movie money. And you could see it. Some of it looks pretty good.
Oh, it does.
It does, but
from here, from a distance.
Yeah, it's when you feel it.
Exactly. But from a distance, like you could just fan it out and be like, yeah.
Well, but I handed her the 100.
Okay, we're recording.
I did. I handed her the fake movie 100. And I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Oh, you're about to go to jail.
And I think the battery's dead.
It is.
Yeah,
it's sad.
used it. Yeah.
But yes, it is something that you do. I'm going back to that. You do take it up every day. Not the fake money. Fake money is around every day too.
It is.
But
isn't all money real? Isn't all like real money fake? We're not going down that path.
Yeah.
It's an agreement. Yes, it is an agreement we have all decided.
Yeah.
And we've all decided that that's fake and that's real. We just decided.
But salvation, though.
Salvation, he has decided.
Well, I think it's just the same. Salvation's real.
It is real, but he.
And I don't think anything with David what you were saying was wrong. I mean, I get upset with God. Like, why is this happening? It doesn't mean yes, I'm backsliding. Ish, but I'm not really saying God's not true. I'm just saying, like, why are you making this happen today?
What do we mean by backsliding?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Like, when I was
I don't think I lost my salvation in those moments because you're going to have bad days.
Well, here's the thing. That depends on what school of thought you came from, which is why I wanted to bring it up, because there are certain schools of thought that will say, yes, you said you believed in God and then you backslid. Now you have to recommit yourself to God.
Right.
And do it again because you aren't saved because you drank or you went out or you had premarital sex or you did one of the many sins of the heart.
Well, and even Jesus says, if you've done one, you've done them all.
You've done them all, right?
Right.
So does that mean now I'm not saved, now I need to do it again and be sinless? Absolutely not. We can't do that.
No, even in our dying breath, we're going to be sinful nature.
Exactly. You're going to say something bad about somebody and it's already over. So
on my deathbed and laying there.
And you're still going to be mad at...
And this son of a gun next to me just keeps yapping, and I just want to sleep and go to heaven.
Somebody's going to say, but the Dallas Cowboys really... See? There it goes. There it is. That's what I mean.
But they still ain't making a playoff.
But Jesus knows this. And that's why when I say, can you lose your salvation? No.
Not if you're truly saved.
Because Jesus knows... Well, when you turn your heart to him, you could turn your words, you could turn your Facebook page all Christian, you could do all of that. Jesus knows when you've turned your heart.
He's Googling. I see him over there.
Well, this is what you guys bring me on the pod for, right?
That's right. I was
not really.
Exactly
not really. Not really.
Well, you ain't gonna do it.
That's true.
So, So there's a few different ways that we can look at it. So
just start driving the car, and we'll see which way we land.
So here are the verses that are suggesting eternal security, meaning that
once so saved, basically what we
once
said.
saved, always saved.
Yeah. Okay.
John 10:28 through 29, Jesus states that no one can snatch his followers out of his or his Father's hands. Romans 8:38 through 39, Paul argues that nothing, neither life nor death nor spiritual powers, can separate us from the love of God.
Look at the fact you're like, Dan.
Ephesians 1:13 through 14.
Yeah. When we're right, we dance.
Believers are sealed with the Holy Spirit as a deposit, guaranteeing their inheritance. Now,
okay, so now you're going to counter this.
Yep. Now there's the verses of
does
caution.
Does that make it biblical? Like,
hold on.
Contradicting itself.
Just wait.
All right, let's find out.
Hebrews 6:4 through 6 describes the impossibility of restoring those who have fallen away after being enlightened.
Okay.
Which would then be referencing that somebody that was enlightened with the truth.
Okay. But that's the truth. That
being
doesn't
able
mean
to be
saved.
restored to the truth if they fall away.
All right.
2 Peter 2:20 verse 20 through 22 suggests that if people escape the world's corruption through Christ but are again entangled and overcome by it, their end state is worse than their beginning.
Wait a minute. Read that one again.
Yes, one more time.
So 2 Peter 2:20 through 22 suggests that if people escape the world's corruption through Christ but are again entangled and overcome, their end state is worse than their beginning.
Does that mean they're saved?
And that's the one that
Now
you
these
read.
are just
That's the verse.
these are like summaries. I just
No, that's fine.
you know
But that verse
I can
222,
pull that.
say that again. That verse that they just referred to.
No, if you're driving on 222 and
No.
it's 5
Okay,
o'clock.
so hold on. I'm gonna pull up the exact verse. These
Yes,
are
I
just
want to
giving
see
the
because
overlays.
you're saying what the verse says this, but wait, I want to hear the verse.
It could be
again.
in context.
Yeah.
There, exactly. And
Yeah.
you know, AI is only so good at context, especially biblical context.
Right,
Like-
right. Of course. So,
But I
the
wonder.
exact verse.
Yeah, let's
is-
hear the exact. And which one's this one? Is this the first one you said or the second one?
So, how much context do you want? Because
I want to
So-
hear the verse that it's referring to.
okay,
I want to hear the verse.
so
it's referring
20
to.
through
Yeah.
22.
And this
Here-
Hebrews?
This is 2 Peter.
Okay, this is 2 Peter, okay.
20 through 22.
We got an
Four-
hour. Let me read the whole thing.
Let's do it.
Well, I was going to say there's 2 verses before that for extra context if you wanted.
All right,
that
let's
starts
go.
a section.
Go
You want to
ahead.
read that?
Yeah,
So
go
it
ahead.
starts in verse 17. And it's titled Deceptions of False Teachers. For when they speak great, swelling words of emptiness, they allure through the lusts of the flesh, through lewdness, the ones who have actually escaped from those who live in error. While they promise them liberty, they themselves are slaves of corruption, for by whom a person is overcome, by him also he is brought into bondage. For if after they have escaped the pollution of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, they are again entangled in them and overcome, the latter end is worse for them than the beginning. For it would have been better for them to have not known the way of the righteous than having known it to turn from the holy commandment delivered to them. But it has happened to them according to the true proverb, a dog returns to his own vomit,
Right.
and a sow having washed to her wallowing in the mire.
Okay. So that tells me that
They were
just
never
like you said,
saved.
you were never saved
then-
to begin with.
Correct. You know of the word,
Right.
but
Right.
you're not accepting of the word.
And
Look,
then the last-
Does that
the-
make sense?
even
The last
enemy
verse-
knows who Jesus is.
Right.
Well, we all
So-
know who Jesus is, but
Knowing and obeying are two
That's
different
right.
things.
So the last
Exactly.
one too kind of goes with the same context, which is,
Okay.
but the one who stands firm to the end will be saved, which is Matthew 24:13. And then as far as the different denominations and what they say, so eternal security, meaning the once saved, always saved camp, is
Yeah.
typically found in Reformed, Presbyterian, and Baptist. Methodist, Pentecostal, and Nazarene usually believe in conditional security.
Right.
And then Catholic, Orthodox, and Lutheran believe in the sacramental process. Sacramental or process. And
Which means it's never.
they view
it's
salvation
never
as a
done.
life.
It's never secure.
It's
Right.
a lifelong process, and it's committing a
ongoing.
mortal sin, breaking the relationship with God, requiring repentance and confession to restore a state of grace. While conditional security is really rooted in Arminianism, they emphasize free will. Just as one must freely choose to accept grace, one can freely choose to reject it through apostasy or turning away. And then the eternal security is often summarized by the acronym TULIP, specifically preference of the saints. They believe God's grace is irresistible and he will ensure true believers never fall away.
Okay, yeah. True believers. Once you
Yeah.
believe, you'll stay.
Right.
But if you weren't a believer,
And
So
So here's what's funny.
The
It's a-
groups are like in.
It's like a grouping of three. One.
Well,
believes
it's
once
actually
you're saved, you're
they've
always
broken
saved.
it up into two groups.
Right.
To base it down. So group A says if you lose it, you never had it, and group B
Right.
says you have it, but you need to keep
Working on
in
it, basically.
Keep walking in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that make being works though?
well, that is the thing. Like when we talked, with
Yeah.
with Jimmy about it, it could look like works, but
Right,
it all
which
depends on
works
where your
Doesn't
heart
get
is.
us anywhere.
Right, but it all depends on where your heart is. Like
Right.
Supposed
there
to.
are many Jesus following Catholics that know
Yeah.
they can pray to Jesus and don't necessarily
Pray to
don't
Jesus.
feel they have
Well,
to
and-
pray to a particular saint, but there are those who feel like those works, that ritual,
Right.
keeps them close to Jesus, just like our ritual of
Right,
opening
which
up
we
the
would
Bible
feel
every
the
day.
same, and you're right. With
And
our
that ritual
works.
keeps you close. If that's what keeps you close, that's fine.
Right.
But if that's what you're doing to maintain your
Well, I
salvation,
think that comes into what you said, picking up our cross daily.
right? But you can pick up your cross daily, but
But
you
that
can
doesn't
pick
mean
it.
you
But you
ain't
can
getting
pick it
it,
up
yeah,
and
right.
drop it and fall over, and that's okay.
Well, it's kind of like, listen, you can go work for a construction company, but you might get a paycheck on Friday.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we need to do that. That's why it's simple.
Right.
Once you have it, you always have it. But it is not easy because it is not
No.
easy to pick up that cross every day.
We
Right.
just don't believe
And-
it.
Sometimes you just want someone else to pick it up for you. Can you grab that, please?
Well, that's why I have brothers and sisters.
There
in
you
Christ,
go.
You know what I mean?
Right.
To help burden.
Help me carry this.
And
Help me carry
I mean, I think this is where we get into the nuance of what works is, and I think I'll be very honest. I think the Bible is, to a degree, a little. It can come off as contradictory in the realm of works.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree. I agree.
And the one that I always go to is the verse in James
Yes.
where it says, "Show me your faith without good works, and I'll show you my good works because of my faith." I think I quoted that accurately.
Well,
and-
yeah, we'll hold you accountable.
Thank you. and the point of it is that
Right.
you don't get good works without faith. Like you
Right.
should be doing
Well, it's
like
the fruits of the spirit, and you will know
right,
them. In
exactly
a sense, too.
And I think when it comes down to it, like we've all had the season before we were saved, where and we've accepted Jesus and we've chosen this life trajectory and path of part. And when we look back on what our lives were tailored towards beforehand, we might have thought we were doing good things, but when you break it down, there was a lot of, at least for me, there was a lot of selfish motivation behind it to a degree.
well,
and
and
it's-
even to this day, I mean, we still have selfish motivation.
Of course.
you
But
know.
like, not to continue the bringing up the business side, but you know,
Yeah.
to bring in the personal side that I relate to, it's like I get asked a lot about how I have chosen, like where my passion comes from to want to help out like
Sure.
the small business community. And it's like what do you like?
Yeah.
It's like, what are you getting out of it in return? It's like, well, I don't really think about that. And people
Right.
think, okay, like that's your Instagram
Yeah.
answer. Like what do you really, I'm like, no, like seriously, like
Right. Is this thing
this
that's
is
been on
just-
your mind and on your heart?
like,
It's a philosophical. It's a
Yeah.
philosophical position. I'm not thinking about what I'm going to get out of it right now. Right now, this is who I am. This is how I do business.
exactly.
It's how I do
If
business.
there's
And
fruits of
that's-
the labor there, that's great. But if there's not, that's fine
Yeah.
too. I'm
Yeah.
not doing it for that. I'm doing it because it's in my mind,
and I
it's in my heart.
think that is one of those things when it comes to like the works process through the faith. It's like I just know that this is where God has me and what He has me here for at least this season, even if that ends tomorrow. But like for today, when I woke up, that was what I still felt my mission was, and from God, and I'm gonna give it all that I have, and
And
because
you
of
gotta stay
that,
tuned because it might
Yeah.
change.
yeah, and
Well,
we
it
talked
can, it
we
can,
talked
yeah.
about how He likes to pivot things today quite a bit. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm feeling you on that. That's. I think when we talk about works, it's more. Somebody told me it's not so much what you do. God isn't so much concerned about what you do, but why. Right.
Yeah,
Like I can help.
attitude going into it.
I can help an old lady across the street because that's a nice thing. I also could be helping her across the street so I can reach in her purse, and
Well,
you
and
know what I mean.
Right, you do.
It's
And
like,
it's also-
yes,
are
but
you
I did help
helping-
her across the street.
But are you helping her across the street and being, look what I did?
Or that,
Right.
or for pride, or for
Right,
whatever.
whatever
But is
you're-
where is
Yeah.
Right.
your heart? And that's, I think, what David is alluding to.
Yes.
We will thrive in the place where our passion is, right? And we got to find where that is.
Right.
And God helps us. God helps us find that because where our heart is, that's where He wants us to.
Yeah.
To
That's-
do the work for Him.
And the Bible verse to go with that would be where your heart is, there your treasure is also.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's sort of, the topic is sort of losing salvation, but it's also, are we working for salvation? I think it's a side.
We're working because of salvation, according
Right,
to James.
not for salvation.
Not for it. We're
Yes.
working because of it.
That's the
And
right
I
answer.
think I've done a lot of like apologetics research of like this, why Christianity makes sense to be the true religion, right?
Right.
The true faith. And one of the things that a lot of apologists will discuss is that Christianity is the only religion where it is not works that gets you saved.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
like in.
I can't attest for any other religion.
Well,
but yes,
I've looked.
You're more into
like Judaism
deeper,
was you got to follow the law,
right.
So there's the works in Mosaic law. It's the same thing.
Same,
Yep, you have to follow the law, those rules. Hinduism, there's Buddhism. And
there's
the
a
other
lady
ones,
with like 19 arms.
Yeah, you have to. There's and even this is what's really
She's
interesting
great
too.
at scooping ice cream for a bunch of kids.
So I think that's how
When
it
you
goes.
look at
Invited to parties.
Yeah, invited to parties. She caters by herself.
Mormonism, which is supposed to be
going on to like.
Oh, yeah, I know.
This
This
is
is-
serious, and we're just
yeah.
moving off.
Yeah, it's okay. This is. You should have seen the comments that the looks that Jimmy and I had yesterday during the pod, or last week over the pod when you guys were going off the rails, and him and I were still looking at each other, and he was like,
It's all right.
This happens
he gave
weekly.
the nod of the hat to me of like, I don't know how you can sit here and continue to do this, and I was like, man, I know.
It'll be
By the
back.
way, does it
It'll be
more?
back
By
in
the
a
way,
minute.
the spinoff of the Simply Heaven podcast with Jimmy and David will be happening. I'm kidding.
He's plugging away.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Meanwhile, the Mormons, I think, have to have like a bunch of women. I think that's how.
Well,
planets.
no, but they do. But the Mormons, which is supposed to be the derivative of Christianity, they require
which I'm highly offended by.
they require works though. There's specific things.
Yeah, they
in
gotta wear
their
underwear
belief
that are special.
we're not. I don't know. All
No,
this.
that's true.
No, let us not denigrate that which we don't
Yeah.
know. Let's
Right.
let it be what it is.
But what
I
I
like
do
Versace
know
underwear.
is that
That's all I care
yeah.
about.
what I do know is that there are the parts that it requires them to have like some sort of like if they have to be sharing the gospel that
Yes,
regularly,
the
like
missionary
those types
thing.
of
I mean,
things.
and we are commanded to.
We
I mean, and
should.
James also said, "Is like, listen, that's great that I mean,
Yeah.
in that same chapter that you're talking about, right? That's great that you're saved, that you have come to Christ and you have found the joy and the eternal life in Christ. But if you aren't doing anything
Right.
as a result
keeping
of
it a
that,
secret, yeah.
if that hasn't filled you with so much gratitude and humility that you want to go out and help other people,
Right.
your faith is dead. That doesn't mean it's just show me faith
Right.
without works. Faith without
Well, that's
works
what
is
you
dead.
alluded to.
That's it. So okay, you can tell me you found it all, but you found Jesus and now you're just gonna go sit in your basement?
Yeah, right. Well,
That
it's
don't
true,
make
but
sense.
I've always admired the other religions for that. Like with the Mormons. I mean, they would Saturday morning they're knocking on your door.
Oh
It's not
no!
supposed to-
I
or
mean,
the knock.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't go so far as admire. I mean,
Well, I don't say.
Well,
yeah,
no,
I, don't
I
say
mean,
admire,
no,
but
I know, I
the
think you can.
enthusiasm
Because I think like when you really break it down, like there's a lot of things about how the people that follow the Muslim and the Islamic
Right,
faith,
they're
They are
dedicated.
dedicated.
Yes.
They are some of the most principled human beings that you'll ever see. So there is things that we can be looking at in it and being like to your point where it's
Right.
like it should chat like
Yeah, why,
the
why
fact
don't we have like a little black suit and a
No,
tie?
hold
No,
on, hold on.
not
I
that
think you're
far.
missing
We go to
my
the
point. I think you're
projects and
missing
knock on the doors.
I think you're missing my point. What I'm saying is I don't know if I admire it only because as a marketer, I don't know if it's effective, especially today. Nobody wants anyone knocking on your door. I don't care how much you love Jesus. I don't want you knocking on my door.
Well, if I know it's a Mormon, I go out pantsless.
See what I mean? This is that's not great
And then I
marketing
ask
anymore.
them, how many wives is this going to take care of? And then they run away.
This is what I'm
public
saying.
service announcement for any Mormons that are listening or anybody that is, knows Greg. He was joking.
Well, no,
to an extent
don't
of
put
the
it past
truth.
him. He
Yeah.
might come out pantsless.
Mormons
Yeah, if you knock on
beware,
my door, I'm
please.
sorry.
That is a disclaimer.
Especially
That is a
before 10
disclaimer.
o'clock.
And-
especially before 10.
And
Yeah.
listen, you may not even need to be Mormon. You could be a UPS driver.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
don't knock on Greg's door.
Just don't knock
Just
on my
don't.
door.
If you
This is my
see
point.
if you see the name, don't go to the door. Just leave it out front. Ring the doorbell and get in your truck and go. All right.
Yeah, just leave it on the curb.
But we are commanded to do the same thing and share it. We are just not forced to do it in any one particular way.
Right, we're supposed to be self-motivated because we have.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's all self-generated from the people doing it. There's no command. Our salvation is not dependent on it.
So if they don't do it, like
I don't know what happens.
Like the
You gotta ask
if
a
they
Mormon.
if they don't have their daily whatevers,
I don't know.
is that works?
Are
and
we
is
talking about these other religions?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
do
But
they
that-
lose their salvation
Yeah,
if they
yeah,
don't
that's-
wake
that's
up?
the
And
thing.
And that's what I'm saying. If you
Right.
don't pick up your cross every day,
Mm-hmm.
you're out, and you have to reapply. Is what I'm hearing. I don't know that to be sure, but what I'm
Right.
saying is I know for a fact that that's not the case. Following Jesus, when
Right,
you are
no.
following, I mean that those
Right.
whole things, like out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. Right.
Right.
So the things that we say are coming from our heart because our heart, and as much as it may or may not sound like it, are aligned with Jesus. Sometimes it doesn't sound like that.
No, it don't.
But that's what
And-
comes out of our heart.
And I think another way to even add on to this too is, I mean, and I this is we could probably have a whole episode on this too, but there is the verses in the Bible where it talks about what heaven's going to be like, right? And we're told that they're like people, the people of faith that live their lives dedicated to sharing the gospel. Like there are rewards in heaven, and there's going to be like it's like a tier system to a
it's
degree.
a crown, and there's
And so like there might be Christians that just barely get through the door, and they
that's
don't.
okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
And there's going to be those different things. So it's
Man,
like
I gotta look this up.
I don't know what the
I know.
exact
I've
is.
heard of that.
I
too.
want ones with beats.
This
Oh,
guy.
you what? You're
Yeah, me and Dre, we have a thing. Like
Yeah.
beats. I want ones with beats.
think Dre's
This is
gonna
a
be in heaven?
crown, and then I want it to be blingy.
Oh, the crown. You
Yeah.
want a Bluetooth crown?
Yes. Yeah. I want a Bluetooth. Bluetooth crown. Blingy. It can be fake gold. I'm not that. You know.
What?
I'm
There
getting.
won't be any fake gold.
Yeah, but listen. You don't understand.
Gold?
You don't understand how my
up
people
there.
will live. You know what I mean?
This
How we
guy.
roll.
This guy.
I think that was in Revelation.
But
Was that in Revelation? Does that mean my people roll?
but I think that's where the
My people know who he
conversation
is.
for works really goes to, you know, where it's like we're not working for the treasures here, we're working for
Right,
the treasure in heaven, which is to be able to be in all the glory with God and forever.
Sure.
And even what we're doing right here, right? When I say out of
Just gets to
overflow
start
of the
Bluetooth.
heart, the mouth
crown.
speaks, right? Also, out of the overflow of your heart, your works speak. You know what I
Amen.
mean?
Well, we're spreading the gospel, maybe in a,
But
in a
sometimes
goofy
you
manner,
use
but
words.
somebody
Sometimes you use
listening
words.
to
Sometimes you don't, right? Sometimes it's just an act of kindness. Like the fact
course.
is, it's the why. What
Yeah.
is the why behind your actions? When the why behind your actions is Jesus, or
Right.
to share the love that you have felt in your heart, and to just continue to share that, because that's what he's doing. It's like, if you
Yeah.
have been blessed, go continue to
it
bless.
will be a blessing.
Go be a blessing. Exactly.
So-
You've been
I
blessed.
agree.
Go be a blessing.
Have you guys had any of these encounters of like you maybe didn't use your words to share, but like people are like Greg, there's just something different about how you conduct yourself or how you do your business, and it creates the conversation where you work. You know what I mean? Because like I have from even just the past 2 weeks, I've had encounters like this where maybe in passing I've mentioned like that I was a Christian, or I like going to or I was going to
Yeah.
church or something, but then like somebody actually asking like, how are you so positive all the time? And I'm like, oh well.
yeah.
So I didn't know if that was,
I have two. I'll try to do them briefly. We have a competitor that sort of opened up down the street from us, and my staff and crew did not want to go in and wish her luck and congratulate her and do all that. And me and my wife, we said, no, we're going to go in.
Yeah.
We're going to give her a gift card. Give her some, and be opening. And that's hard to do with your competitor that's in a bigger location and all that stuff. But we knew her. She was a friend first. And we went
You're
in.
in the same business, so.
But we're in the same business. We're in the same business now. We weren't at the time.
Oh, okay.
You know, that we became acquainted with this person. But we went in and yeah, and our staff was like, how can you do that? And I'm like, because my God's bigger than me. And he's going to bless me regardless. But let's show ourselves friendly. Let's go in. But it was such an astonishing, like they literally were like, no, you can't do that. Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Because I'm trusting. There's enough work for both of us. I don't have to have it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that is a mindset that I have learned, that I have started to appreciate, is rather than living from a mindset of scarcity,
Yes.
living from a mindset of abundance. You just said it. There's
yeah.
enough work to go around. When you live in a mindset of abundance, there's enough for everyone. You can be collaborative. You can be open. You can help people without thinking like, I need to hold on to everything I got.
Well, when we went in, she was like, oh, my God, you came in here. Like, I didn't think out of all the people, you would walk in the door. Yeah, why not? Like, hey, there's certain things I don't do in the flower game that she does. Go to her. And she's like, believe it or not, I don't do I don't do weddings.
There you go.
She's like, now I'm going to refer you, So it worked out. Like, just, one hand, you can't do everything.
You can't. But you also, I think it's that mindset it's a closed fist versus an open hand. And I, you know what I mean? Like I'm holding on to everything so tightly.
Right.
And that
breaks.
I believe that that mentality goes not only just from your hands, that's your entire body, your entire system. You are clenched, holding everything.
Well, I heard a
controlling
good one
so tight.
I heard a really good one. I heard, if we look at it, the life of Christ, where if you look at coal, okay?
Who?
Coal, the coal, like charcoal.
Oh, coal. Gotcha.
Yeah. What happens when you heat
accent, you were dropping me on that coal.
With his yawn.
C-U-L? What is that? What is that?
I'll take away without. But when you look at coal and you heat it up and you add pressure, it heats up, but then it turns to ash.
If you burn it, yep.
Yeah, but then if you look at it from a different perspective, what's a diamond start off as? Pretty much the same material.
Right.
But look what happens when you add the pressure and the heat to that. It turns into a diamond.
Yeah.
So it's just the difference of who we are. It might look like
same
substance,
starting from the same substance,
but ending in two different results.
One ash and one is diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That is.
I just came up with that. No.
Did you?
I heard that this morning and I was like, I'm going to use that.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
I've been hearing a lot about that whole thing about the pressure that we as followers are, as any of us are, but as followers, that pressure turns to growth rather than, breaking us.
Right, but we don't want to turn, to ash. We want to turn to something.
Well, exactly. The pressure can be used, so you don't just burn up.
Yeah,
pressure is used to develop and to understand, okay, what can I learn from this situation that I wish I was not in right now?
Yeah.
So
I do have another one, but
I was just gonna add the cherry on top to that conversation. So there's a Bible verse that comes to mind, and then there's a saying that I was always taught growing up, and this wasn't necessarily a Christian saying, but it was like more in the secular, but like with pressure. So the quote that I was always taught was, "Pressure bursts pipes, but it also makes diamonds."
Oh, all right.
And the Bible verse, which has to kind of go with pressure but overcoming the adversity, is Proverbs 24.
Oh, I thought you were just showing us his dirty arm. That's what I thought.
Yeah, my dirty arm. Proverbs 24:16, which says, though the righteous fall 7 times, they will rise again, but the wicked fall when calamity strikes. So as men of faith, we will fall down repeatedly, but it's with the grace that we get from God that we are able to pick ourselves back up, pull up the bootstraps, and go at it again.
Well, and learning from our mistakes, too.
Exactly.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
And I think another one for men in particular is saying we're sorry. I think that's a hard one.
Well, that's a humility thing.
That's a humility. That has nothing to do with this topic.
Well, that's why I use that phrase, bend the knee. And I heard some of the pastors using that recently when we're talking about these men's focused sermon series and talking about bending the knee, because that's what it means to
humble yourself.
You got to humble yourself. And once you have done that before the Lord, you can kind of, it's not so hard to say I'm sorry, because I'm not above making mistakes.
No.
And I know my Father's okay with me making mistakes, because when I can ask for forgiveness from Him, I can also ask forgiveness of my wife or even my kids. When I mess up.
That's a tough one.
Amen.
Kids and wife one are tough.
Well,
which I don't know why, but it just seems.
But it's because it's the role that we put ourselves in.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's expectation of being.
Yeah.
And also who I want them to be, and who I want to be. I want to acknowledge my mistakes, and I want the people who around me that I love to know that I know when I messed up. And if I don't come to you and tell you that I think I messed up, I'm willing for you to come and tell me that I messed up. And
I'll
so take it.
next Monday we are going to Steve's house, so he knows. So we can go to him, so he knows that he's messed up.
Yes. If I don't listen, you can bring more brothers, and then you can come and tell me like Matthew 18 until I repent. And then
We're not going to knock. We're just going to stand outside and do the pod live.
Don't knock on the door.
driveway.
I might answer pantsless.
That's called a throwback.
Throwback.
You guys didn't hear what I said, but that's okay. Yeah.
Careful knocking on the door, though.
Are you going to be pantsless?
I might just.
And now you get the throwback. There we go. I made a Jehovah's Witness reference.
I'm going to go to the door pantsless, so we'll be.
There we go. And it's all going to be caught on the Ring camera.
Yeah,
it's going to be great.
And I'll just be videotaping the whole thing because that's what I do.
I'm sorry. David will have it all.
I'll have it all. I'll have both angles. I'll have all angles.
Drone shots.
No, I just like crosstalk. Here's a whole new meaning. Whole new meaning.
I'm
This
changing
went
the
down
name
a
now.
So here's the thing.
So wait, do you have
For
an
those-
instance that you, like David said, I kind of forgot the question.
About salvation? About
No, an instance where you didn't even have to share the gospel, but it was like
They knew
through
what they
your
knew, yeah,
works,
yeah.
through how you conduct
actions.
yourself, that it started the conversation.
Yes, and it's always a weird thing because in a very secular corporate environment, you gotta watch what you say.
Yeah, go watch your P's and Q's. You're right.
But if it's invited, with people that I'm close enough to, then yes, I'll talk to. And I will admit, I actually kind of poked someone, my old boss, with it one time because he was saying a whole lot of things, how he wanted to change our organization and all that stuff. And I was like, wow, that really sounds that almost sounds like some Christian principles there. Are you a believer? And he just backed off. And he was like, well, I don't really like to talk about any of that. And I don't know. Oh, so no. Okay, go on. I'm sorry, my bad. Anyway, moving on. So, but yes, people actually asking me like, it's like you said, why are you so positive? You always have this good attitude. You don't seem to panic about these things. And one guy actually said, you seem to be what did he say?
I have a funny story.
Naturally helpful.
I see you being that. Yeah, you're
I
helpful.
didn't know how to take that.
Why?
I don't know. It just felt weird. No one ever said that to me.
I can see you being helpful. I think Steve's a helpful guy. Yeah. Naturally.
Anyway, I'm just.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. It was just a weird thing to say to me.
DMX came out of you?
It just. I just didn't know how to take it.
Growled on.
Oh, you got me clapping now. Hold up. Okay.
I have a good one.
We did have more clapping Steve in the first few episodes
Yeah,
than
he
we
doesn't
have
clap
recently.
anymore.
He's not a clapper anymore.
Yeah, he's not clapping Steve
No.
anymore.
By the way, on a side note,
Steve's sexybaldheadedsteve.org.
Yeah, that's right.
That's his.
But if Steve
handle.
was a dog, if Steve was a dog, though,
Yeah.
we're thinking Great Dane?
Oh, if Steve was a dog.
Yeah, or like a Doberman?
I was going to go
Close.
Doberman. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Because,
Because he's
the growl was giving, like, pit bull energy, but it's like, no, you're a Doberman.
He's a Doberman.
Yeah.
With the ears that are fixed, though, not the fluffy.
I like the Mastiff.
Yeah, but you're not you're not like a.
Yeah.
You're not stocky.
That's not that. They're not, though, are they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
The Mastiffs
me
are
and David are
stocky.
saying,
Doberman,
Doberman, you're right. Yeah, man.
Doberman or
You
Danes,
don't
those
like
are like,
Dobermans?
Dog is a
What are you,
dog.
racist against Dobermans?
yeah.
Yeah, come on, Steve.
Come on, Steve.
I'm breedist, if anything. I'm breedist. I don't
He's
like
actually-
chihuahuas.
No. Well, yeah.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah,
going
yeah,
Just
no.
saying. So I'm breedist, if anything.
Yeah, you are a breedist. Yeah.
I'm going Doberman. I think we're on.
Yeah, I think we're all right. All right, go. Maybe you can get us back on track. I'm
All
sorry.
right, so I have a funny one. So my mother-in-law was out with my kids, and they went to I don't know, some store, and they ran into a lady, and my mother-in-law said something to her. I don't know what the whole story is or how it goes, but anyways, the lady in front of her, she started talking to, because that's what old women do. They chit-chat to everybody in line. So
I do too. Does that make me an old woman?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, you're like an old
Just
white
making
woman.
sure. All right.
Your new name is Blanche from Golden Girls.
She was great. I'll take it.
Yeah. So, anyways, I think she like gave like, oh, the bill was like $9.02, and she was like, oh no, put the rest towards this. My mother-in-law goes, she goes, wow, that was really nice of you. You must be a Christian. She turned over her shoulder and went, I'm a Jehovah's Witness. And my mother-in-law didn't know what to do. She was like, oh.
So who's Jehovah?
Well,
Okay.
but it was just funny. Like, you know what I mean? Here you think she's doing something good and positive.
Right, and someone must be a Christian. But no, you can do good things from many different places.
You can.
No doubt.
But yeah, I just thought that was like a funny,
But I will
she was
say,
convinced. She was like, oh, this lady's a Christian.
I will say this area is far more churched up than my last area.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Well,
noticeable.
Easton's not very big.
Yeah, but
it's no smaller than here. It's the same size as here.
Yeah,
Really?
Berks County is very.
But we need it. Have you met half of us?
Yeah.
Well,
But you see, the thing though is, I think that the running joke that I've noticed from a lot of Berks Countyans is like everybody's Lutheran. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of Lutherans.
there was a lot of Lutheranism in this area for a long, long time. So it's like 1 out of 3 people you run into will have some story about being a Lutheran.
yeah, no, I just mean like when I walk around, walk by a bunch of churches, but not only do I see a bunch of churches, I see people carrying their faith on their cars or in their places of business, like people just where Jesus had her crosses and things like that. And I'll like just the other day, I was at Dunkin' Donuts and talking to this woman, and she was talking about how she gets cussed out on a regular basis because, sometimes they don't have the donuts. And these people are just like, she was like, she had to be she was probably under 20 or early 20s or whatever. And she was like, yeah, I get cussed out, but she's like, it's okay. I just smile and say, thank you for coming and da, da, da. And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself as she kind of turned and walked away. And I was like, well, that's a pretty solid attitude. I wonder if she's a follower. And then she turned around and walked back to me and I saw the cross on her neck and I'm like, okay, there you go. And so, but I just, I said totally like, you're blessed to have that attitude and be able to do that.
Yeah, they keep moving forward. Yeah.
It takes a lot to not fall into our human nature and clap back real quick. And that's the whole thing. I think when talked about taking up your cross every day.
Right, that's part of it.
That's what people see is something's different about you. Why are you like this? Because you are not being the typical person. And when you're not the typical person in a situation, like someone's cussing you out and you just kind of nod and smile.
And it does happen.
It does happen.
It does,
but
unfortunately.
what do you as a Jesus follower do? Do you jump back in their grill or do you let them roll and, okay,
I think
you know what I mean?
When you do
how do you
clap
act?
Back as a Christian, as a believer, then you get that like, I get that like
conviction.
I know I should.
Could have handled that better.
Yeah.
And that also happens.
Yeah, PSA, I made somebody cry today, but that's okay.
Already?
Yeah, this morning I got into it with somebody.
Well, see, and you're saying that because you are humble and you know who your Lord is.
Damn right I'm
humble. And Jesus is like, so how'd that go?
Prayers for Brother Greg, please.
But yeah, no,
but that's the whole thing. It's not condemnation, though. That's the difference. When you do something wrong, it's like, oh my goodness, I got to go run to church.
Yeah, that's
true.
I don't have to do my work.
I don't have to go do anything. It's recognized. All of it happens internally. It all happens. I saw that. I could do better. I'll do better next time. All because the relationship is all internal, straight up and down from me to the Lord. And he says,
well, I think you're right. It was a conviction, and then it's okay. I learned from this now.
I can learn. I can do better, but
not next
condemnation.
time I'm in this situation, or I'm not going to get in this situation.
There you go. It's not like Jesus said, "I saw that. You suck. You're out."
Thank God.
It doesn't that's not.
Thank God it's not like that. By the way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
and that is. I mean, for me, that's the thing that
where are we?
Every day.
All right. So I do have a question. So I go to a Pentecostal church, and every Sunday and I'm not knocking Pentecostal. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I always have that like snarky like there's
the plate.
No, there's like the snarky deposition of like 50 people came to the Lord today. That's great.
They saying the numbers.
Well, no, but a lot of Pentecostals believe, and I think you brought this up, that they're like in the mid range of like yes and no. They
Oh.
teeter back and forth with their
Right. You can
salvation.
fall off if you.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
don't do it
There's
right.
some that do. There's some that don't.
Right.
I obviously don't think you can lose it, but there's some that do. But I'm always like the numbers of like, 50 people gave their lives today.
And you're thinking how many are going to stay?
Well, no, how many of them already have done this 50 other times?
Oh, and they keep doing it.
And they just keep doing it.
Okay. So
You see what I'm
so what are you thinking?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Because this is what we started the topic on.
Yeah,
salvation.
no.
I just want to clarify. That's actually not as big of a Pentecostal thing.
Oh,
I was wondering about that too, but go ahead.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
No, that's just some church practices. That's seen across the board for some,
Right.
over others. So that would just be more of like your general style. Because like, I go to a Pentecostal church as well, and that's not something that.
Do you get like I always like the number game to me?
No.
Then. Is it misleading to be like 50 people gave their life to Christ?
No.
Well, no, only 20 actually did. The other 30 did this last week too.
I think any time that is said, it is cause for celebration.
Yeah, I agree. with you.
That is how
I'm not trying to judge
That's how I hear it.
them.
My only concern is, I thought counting people was a bad thing.
Well, they don't count, but they just like
No. But no, I mean, even when we count, we do it. We count how many people were baptized. Right. We count how many people came to church on this past weekend for Christmas Eve.
Right.
But I don't know where it is, and it's just my ignorance with the whole,
Sure.
Counting is bad. If you count, then you lose the war. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Something
yeah.
in the Old Testament, David, you guys are both better at the Old Testament than I, but either way. That's what I think about. That concerns me more.
Can we name all the books in the Old Testament?
7.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today.
Do you know what position?
Exodus. What?
Do you know what position?
What position? What?
Hit the song. Center field.
I was just going to say center.
Hey, I know lyrics, not song titles. Not.
It's typically I think it's a lyric.
I don't know the whole song. I didn't even know there was a clap pause.
I think there is. Am I right? Was there a class?
You guys both did it.
Coach.
Both did it.
I'm ready to play
Yeah, see?
today.
Center field.
I didn't know.
That's all I know. I get to that.
It might
point.
be center field.
Yeah, I know he
maybe.
plays
That
center
Maybe.
field.
is exactly what Jesus wants to hear from you.
Let's
Put me in,
sing a
coach.
barely bad
Right.
version of
Put
center
me in,
field.
coach. I'm ready to play. Put me in, coach.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
But it's you're made to team.
Well,
That's right.
I don't know your reference as far as where in the Bible
the
it says about the
counting?
counting.
No, it
But
was.
but hold on,
Okay.
I'm not disagreeing with you because I was going to just add to it of like that's a reason that I've had some issues with some churches that I've gone to in the past, and I'm not going to call them out, but
Yeah.
it's so numbers driven about how many
Right.
people are coming in and how can
we
they
have
get
50
more
people giving
people.
their
yeah,
lives.
it just feels.
And it's like for me, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
but what's the point? Because like if we're focusing so much of our energy on like
Right.
we have 300 people here, it's like, what if God today just wanted us to have the one? And it's like I feel like
And that's great.
It can be very easy to lead a congregation astray when you have them and you're only promoting those big numbers and those things. When in reality, like I've had days where I've prayed to God and I'm like, God, today is your day. I add as many divine encounters in my schedule as you need. And there's been days where everything that I had planned for the day got completely off the rails because I'm having divine appointment after divine appointment after divine appointment, and I'm doing ministry, I'm doing all this stuff. And then there's days that I pray that, and I might have one. And if I'm focusing on those days that I've had 10, 15, 20 plus encounters and I'm expecting that every day, I will always miss that one.
Yeah.
And I think when we look in Bible stories, and this was actually something from a book that I read a while back, but everybody likes to think of Jesus's ministry from the story of him preaching the Sermon on the Mount and the 5,000 and all those numbers. But do you know that it's like 99% of the stories in the Bible of Jesus doing ministry was in either a close-knit group
Right,
of like
one or
3
two.
or less
Yeah.
people, but most of them are one-on-one encounters. And it's like, how do we just focus on the one?
So in that retrospect, when you have the 50 that go up to the altar, to do the altar call, and it answers, how do we know? And does it make it, to your point, sort of, what if I'm the one that that this is the day I finally gave my life. I finally go to the altar. And all the other 49 already done this. They're just keep repeating it because it's a rinse and repeat process to them. You see what I'm saying? Does that take away from the one?
I don't think so, especially because in most churches...
That's their moment, though.
But in most churches, when I've seen the altar call happen, they also say, come down here.
Right.
But if you would like to continue to pray, you come here. And
I'm not knocking that.
Right. But there is, and like you were saying going back, it's not just a Pentecostal thing, because I remember even in our, I don't know if it's non-denominational, evangelical, whatever you want to call it, Jesus
Bible
church.
study.
But they did the same thing, is that if today, every Sunday, they say, if you want to dedicate your life to Christ today, or you feel that you have fallen away and want to rededicate yourself, not because you have backslid. If you feel you have fallen away, like we do in our time, like
of course,
we were just talking at just church service. Guy was telling a story where they lost a newborn child, like in the NICU, lost a child, and for 3 years he struggled. He struggled and he walked away. So when something like that happens, your faith might be shaken.
Of course,
a lot of things happen.
You're asking questions. I
and then he found his way back. So if that man went back up and to the altar after he finally got his head right, that's still a reason for celebration.
And you're right.
So is it for the other people? So anyone who goes up there,
you're right. We're not taking away from that.
It's a celebration. Anytime someone says, "I've messed up, but I'm here to do it again," and you know what?
I need today.
God's not judging you.
Yeah.
And so who am I to? He's saying, good, come on back. And I'm saying, welcome. I don't know if you went. I don't even know where you were. I don't know. It's not for me to know. I don't know where you were. I don't know where you're coming back from. But hey, you're here now. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
I knew you were going there, and you beat me to it.
Oh man,
that was good. But we had a welcome back, Connor.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I
don't know who sings this.
I didn't even know you even had that
song.
reference.
With that song.
Yeah.
I told you, I grew up, my parents are the same age as your parents.
That's right, yes.
I listened to all the same stuff that you guys did growing up.
That's so funny.
Isn't it?
He was like 10 years too late.
I know. I don't know how you get along with all the other kids in school.
I didn't. That was the thing.
I heard of the band Nirvana. Huh? How's this kid talking about?
9-year-old David was listening to Elvis and doo-wop. Okay,
wow,
Elvis and doo-wop. That's
you
and,
need to go. You know what?
And
Next
Richie
time there's
Valens,
an altar card, you need to go.
I do.
An altar call. You need to go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that Richie Valens, Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper.
Patsy Cline.
Yeah.
Oh, did you actually watch it? Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Before we go, okay, we're gonna tailspin out.
Yeah.
I grew up. My aunt would take us to the beach, and we'd listen to Patsy Cline the whole car ride.
Love it.
Yeah, no, I did not. She needed an altar call.
Speaking of all that, wrap it up.
All right,
let's go. Let's land the plane.
Do you have any conclusions? I mean, because me personally, I think we really dove into all the avenues of losing your salvation. I think we came up with that. It's all about having a solid relationship with Christ and accepting Him first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the others being backslidden or upset, you're going to go through the process of good, bad days, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, you're still a child of God. And I think that's the key
it's kind of
to
like,
it all.
Yeah. I mean, it really is focusing on your relationship with Jesus. Our relationship with Jesus is, from the Bible, most like a marriage. Jesus married the church.
Yes.
Right? So we, the church, are His bride. So when we enter into a relationship with Jesus, we're married. You aren't always going to have the best days when you're married. Sometimes you're going to be farther away from each other. Sometimes you're going to be closer to each other.
Of course.
But you're still married.
Right. It's relationship, yes.
That's what I mean. But that's what I mean. When you enter into a covenant, we enter into a covenant with Jesus. Sure. We enter into a covenant with our spouses. Right. And regardless of, yes, you may have a fight, you may have this, you may have that, but you are still married. You are still in that relationship. Together, and you continue to work on that relationship. And that's the point, and that's the goal. So Can you lose your covenant with your wife? Sure. Can you lose your covenant with Jesus? That's a different one because Jesus is not human.
Right, Jesus is not human.
Doesn't need lawyers.
Did you say Jesus is not human?
I'm sorry, Jesus is not only human. He is unlike any other human.
I wanted to give you the chance to clarify that.
Thank you for
You're
that.
welcome.
He is
You're
not.
welcome.
He's not like your everyday Joe.
Now once we get off the pod, I'm going to make a reference for you that only you will understand because of Friday night. But other than that, let's land the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's the it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Once you marry Jesus, it's really hard to break up.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, marry Jesus, don't get divorced. I think that's how this landed.
Well, love God.
Oh, jeez.
Love people.
Do something.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Simply Heaven. We hope this discussion has sparked your curiosity and provided some comfort in this often confusing world. Remember, this podcast is all about honest and real conversations, and we encourage you to reflect on your own beliefs and experiences. If you enjoyed our chat, please consider sharing it with a friend or leaving us a review. It helps us reach more people seeking hope and understanding. We'd love to hear your thoughts or stories, so don't hesitate to reach out to us on social media. And remember, the journey to understanding is just as important as the destination. Stay blessed, and we'll see you next week on Simply Heaven.